Hey, thanks for checking back in Pop Goes the 60s. We're going to look at some more Christmas music today from that decade. Some pop music, some psychedelic music. But we're going to start with the Ronettes with I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Now this song was commissioned in 1952 by Saks Fifth Avenue, I believe for a Christmas card. And Phil Spector recorded it with his group, the Ronettes, a group he basically managed and controlled. And an album, A Christmas Gift for You, came out in 1963, compiled of several of his recording stars. Now, I don't have that record, but this is one of the Ronettes albums, and very popular group during their time, and they didn't record a whole lot of stuff, unfortunately. But the record that I just talked about, the Phil Spector record, was pretty popular, at least with Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, and he happened to be at the recording for that, and he played on one track, but his playing wasn't good enough, so Phil Spector had him replaced. So despite being replaced, a year later, the Beach Boys did their own Christmas album, and Brian Wilson remembered the experience with Spector and decided to do his own, and this has actually been a steady seller for many, many years. And the famous song on here is Little Saint Nick, which is an original Beach Boys song.
And he spends the whole year working out in his sled. It's the Little Saint Nick, Little Saint Nick. It's the Little Saint Nick, Little Saint.
Pretty surfy sounding for a Christmas song, but there's some other really good songs on this record as well. Let's see here, Blue Christmas, they do a credible cover of that. I'll Be Home for Christmas, Merry Christmas Baby, and The Man with All the Toys, which is another original by them. Christmas Day was also Alan Jardine's first lead vocal on a Beach Boys album. And then they bring it all home with Auld Lang Syne. So very worthwhile getting. Okay, the next song I want to talk about is by the Knickerbockers. It's called I Want a Girl for Christmas. Now this song I think was unreleased originally, and it's on a compilation by this group. You may recognize the name from their hits. They're considered a one-hit wonder from the song Lies that they did in 1965, which is considered a Beatles sound-alike song, which is a fair comment, but it's a good song. And what's a shame is that this band, because they're considered a Beatles sound-alike because of that one song, nobody really looks into their other music much. And the song here that I'm going to play you is just a sampling of how good they really are.
Santa, I want a girl for Christmas. Want a girl for Christmas. And Christmas morn I wish she was sitting under the tree.
In keeping with some of the more unknown bands that have Christmas songs, the group called The Majority did a song called All Our Christmases. And this was a British band that had just a couple of singles, and they were released on Decca back in England.
All my Christmas is gay, but once do I share the glory.
Okay, and sticking with the more obscure bands, we're going to go over to the Rotary Connection, which is a Chicago band. And this album is called Peace. The whole album is it's a Christmas album of all original material in 1968. And this was a controversial cover with this fat hippie Santa on here. Apparently there was some confusion over the cover, what this meant, and some of the albums weren't ordered. So it was not a hit. But there are some very good songs on here. For instance, Christmas Child.
Abusing and hurting each other. Little Christmas child. Christmas child. Little Christmas child.
The Rotary Connection had one somewhat famous band member, Minnie Riperton, who in 1975 had a #1 hit with Lovin' You. And she's also the mother of Maya Rudolph from Saturday Night Live fame. And unfortunately, Minnie Riperton passed away in the late 70s from cancer. This is The Free Design. Great vocal group, one of my favorites. They cut a Christmas single in '68 called Close Your Mouth, It's Christmas, backed with Christmas is the Day.
Put your big black book back in the drawer. Bring your mind and body back from the store. Get to know the people. Christmas is the day when you find
Here's one you might not remember, or think of as a Christmas song, but it's called Christmas by The Who from Tommy.
Waking up on Christmas morning hours before the winter sun's ignited.
There's also the Blues Magoos, who had the hit We Ain't Got Nothing Yet. They had a couple pretty terrible Christmas songs that were also released as a single. Another kind of interesting one, well, it's not that interesting because it's not very good, but Paul Revere the Raiders did a Christmas album in 1967, mostly of original material. And this album was kind of the end of the era where Terry Melcher was producing them. After this point, Mark Lindsay produced them, and they got more bubblegum. But this record, they thought they did something really special here, and the executives hated it. And it isn't very good. They did have one single they were going to release from here called Rain, Sleet, and Snow, and it was given a catalog number, but it was never released as a single.
Rain, sleet, or snow, rain goes through.
Okay, we're going to conclude this video with a very unlikely pairing of Canned Heat and Alvin and the Chipmunks. Now, this has to be heard to be believed, but you can hear this one on YouTube. I don't have a copy of this one, but you might find one on eBay.
Wait a minute. What are you mice doing in here?
Mice?
This is our session. We came in here to make a Christmas boogie.
Who do you think you're talking to?
This is 1968, brother, not 1958. Now, you mice gotta get it together. Cool it now and listen.
Well, thanks for watching today. We've got a couple other Christmas videos, so check those out too. And we'll see you next time on Pop Goes the 60s.